Oh, and if you think the transgender movement is bad, there is an entire organization called MAPS, which stands for Minor Attracted People. And I actually think that once the transgender movement, God forbid it ever becomes normalized, that's what's coming next. I first heard about this during a women's conference I went to, and she was talking, I forget what she said about it, but I just remember hearing about it and being absolutely disgusted that the people that freaking founded this actually are trying to normalize minor attracted people. And then I looked into the organization like literally a couple weeks ago and found out that the founder of it is a registered sex offender. And then the other founder is a freaking social worker. These two people got together and they made this freaking MAPS organization trying to normalize pedophilia. Gagged. No words. I genuinely think this is what's going to come after the transgender movement. And don't say I didn't warn you, because I think the transgender movement is so effing insane. But you also have to think, if you think something is so insane, something even crazier is coming after that. And what's crazier than transgenderism? Minor attracted people. Can't think of anything else that would top transgenderism.
Yeah, and I've actually heard of this. I haven't heard of the name. I didn't know that they actually had a label for it. And so this is the first time that I actually have heard the label and the acronym. So if you hear somebody say, I'm a part of MAPS, you might have to dig a little bit deeper, because that might not mean that they're trying to figure out how to geographically locate something else and that they are part of Google's team to map the entire country. It might mean that they are a minor attracted person. And so I always thought that this was the final play, that this and animals was the final play. And now I'm starting to see a proliferation of it. And content, social media are pushing for it. I've always seen, I remember that it was a um, legislation that was brought up and it received so much backlash that I guess it just kind of went away into the oblivion. But I remember seeing legislation and conversations around people not being able to control who or what they were attracted to. And so how that worked with it was this. So if you can't control, right? Because they saying that when according to the alphabet community, you can't control that if you're a man attracted to a man or you're a woman attracted to a woman, that's the way you were born. Then why wouldn't the same logic apply to minor attracted persons, people that like kids or people that are attracted to animals? If you are whatever it is that you deem yourself to be, then they were pitching that they needed a safe space to be able to express that instead of change it because it wasn't right. They felt like it was right. And this is the danger of going down this pathway where you have people that are changing the definition of words to fit their narrative, men going in women's bathrooms, normalizing calling somebody a woman even though they are biologically born male, and vice versa. And I'm even starting to see a lot of people that are detransitioning because they regret the fact that they changed over into being something that they wasn't. And so maybe this is the final boss, maybe this is the final form, I don't know, but it's disgusting if you ask me.
This is a message to all the parents, so please listen up, and also to all the minors that are on TikTok. Please, if you guys see the following flag on your profile, following you, commenting, whatever, right? Or if you see it on your children's profiles, block them. This is a flag for adults who have now decided that they need to use a better term, a less harsher term to define them. And they now refer to themselves as MAPS, which is a minor attracted persons. So people attracted to children, pedophiles. So kindly, please protect your children. And if you see any of these flags on their profiles, block.
Well, I don't think it's going to change anything because we normalized people hijacking a flag that was supposed to be a covenant between man and God, that he would never flood the earth again. And they changed that and reversed it and remixed it, flipped it around. And now I see it hanging outside of churches. So what used to be is no more. And the more that they normalize it, the more regularly they're going to embrace it as being a part of whatever it is, a culture that they love and that they adore and that they think makes the most sense to them. And so I am just searing this in my head because I am vigilant. I will never give in to this nonsense. I will never be a part of this foolishness and normalizing anything. What's normal is men and women being married in a relationship, raising children in a two-parent household. Now, you may step outside of that, and I respect your right to do whatever it is that you want to do inside of your bedroom as long as it's legal and it's not with a minor. However, I don't have to embrace it. I don't have to champion it. I don't have to normalize it. It doesn't have to be anything that I think makes sense. And you're never going to, and I mean never, under no circumstance, you're never ever going to convince me. And I know that it's a lot of deviant behavior, people, and activity that's running around in the streets today. Under no circumstance will you ever convince me that that is normal. And I do think that everything that we're opening ourselves up to is a gateway to foolishness, and we do not have to support it. We do not have to rock with it. You don't have to pick and choose. You can just completely divest yourself from this nonsense because it is not right. It is not normal. It is not something that you should even be paying attention to and looking at to be normal.
Block, report. Please. The internet has become a very filthy place, and it has now allowed these pedophiles to just...
You see these symbols right here? I really need you to look at them and just absorb them into your brain. Reason being, these are symbols that are currently and actively being used by the map community, or as we all would much rather call them, the community. I've made videos about these symbols before, and you can find those in the playlist below. But a lot of times I have people questioning whether or not this is real, or if, you know, these are actually used. And I've given examples before, but this one just kind of tops the cake. So first things first, what do each one of these symbols mean? I'm gonna put them up on the screen now because I'm too afraid that this video will be taken down if I just say it out loud. But what you're looking at right now is what each of these symbols mean. Some of these symbols have been around.
Let me back this up real quick. Child love. BL logo is little boy love. GL is little girl love. And I don't know what this other one is. NB? NB meaning attracted to non-binary. Jesus Christ. This is sad. This is bad. We just basically opened up Pandora's box and we just going to hell in a handbasket at this point.
But what you're looking at right now is what each of these symbols mean. Some of these symbols have been around for a very long time. But more recently, they have started to push some different symbols, meaning different things, as well as a flag. What's most concerning about the flag is is very close in appearance to the LGBTQ plus flag. And just a heads up, these two communities are in no way together. So if I see any kind of nonsense in my comment section, you're gone, deleted, blocked.
I disagree because the first one was the gateway to opening up the second one, which is why the flag looks so similarly to the first one.
No questions. Anyways, back to why this video is being made. So it's important for you to know what these symbols look like because you actually might be seeing them pop up pretty soon all around you, because there are new shops coming up like this one, created and ran by a self-proclaimed map / that is selling products.
That's all we need to know. We got it. We got the whole gist of it. Always like to link back to the content creator. This is just nasty. This is just nasty. It's evil. Only reason I decided to react to this is because I want people to be aware of what's going on. I don't want you to bury your head in the sand and say that you didn't know. You know, you're aware, and when you see it happen and when you see it play it out, if and when it plays out, remember where you learned it so that you can be aware of what's going on. And we just got to remain vigilant. We got to remain on top of things. Let me know what you think inside of the comments. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. TGenly, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. Stay vigilant, friends.